Are you sick of totally lame lead guitar sounds? Well, I'm going to teach you 2 presets that I have come up with that you can use on your own version of GarageBand. Pretty much only OS, I believe. This might work on iOS. Anyway, no more lame lead guitar tones for you, because today you're going to get 2 cool new ones, and after this, no excuses. These lead guitar sounds are sounds that I've developed on GarageBand using a preset of the GarageBand world that I have then gone around and changed things to make it a little bit more my flavor, my sensibilities, that kind of stuff. So the first thing you need to know is when you're in GarageBand, you want to be using the stadium lead sound, which is just here. If you're in the regular guitar sound things here, if you go here and you go to distorted guitars and you go down to stadium spread, that's the word I was looking for, stadium spread. This will open up a lot of good stuff to begin with, and this is where my preset will begin. So from here, I customized a couple of things, and it's mostly amp and cabinet stuff, a little bit on the effects. Nothing here in particular. All this stuff that you see here is going to stay basically the same. But let's go down to lead 1, which sounds like this actually. This is a really good sort of standard one. Not too many effects, really clean as far as the effects are concerned. Just a lot of distortion, a little bit of this hall reverb, which you can see is set to 7 here. Now, if we go into the pedals here, something interesting. The high drives are not on here. I did leave them in the slot in case I wanted them, but they are off. I do have the spreader still there and functioning, but it's not doing a whole lot because these distortions are off. All of this distortion is coming from this gain knob being turned all the way up here in this British combo amp. It's a great sounding thing. I love this one. Okay, so the big deal here is in the amp and cabinet and microphone configurations here. So the amp is stadium head, which is in this list right here, and the cabinet is the Stadium 212. Now, I did find that the 112 was also pretty good, the Sunshine 112 in particular, but I like this Stadium 212. It's got some pretty cool things that it does. So check out the harmonics, or the harmonics on this one. Right? So can you hear the... Get a little higher gain. Right? You get some cool contrary motion in the harmonics out of this one. They're sort of subtle, but you can hear it. This one's great, just a basic classic rock lead tone, but it's super versatile. And this particular cabinet and amp combination, I really, really like this white stadium head in GarageBand. Super awesome. And that's just the gain knob, right? If I did go in and turn on these high drives in here, it just gets a little more epic, right? Now, another thing to take note of is the fact that, yes, I'm using my Telecaster. This is a Tele Plus or Tele Deluxe, so the center position does have a switch here in my volume, which does give me a high gain output, but this will really work. I've tried it with my Strat, I've tried it with my SG, tried it with my semi-hollow body. These tones that I'm showing you totally work with any style electric guitar. You might need to tweak a little bit here and there. But let's go back to the amp thing one more time, because I just wanted to show you 57 on the speaker. As far as the microphone's considered, I have the 57 going, and I have it about 3/4 of the way out, right? So right about here, as you can see, and I have it almost all the way as close to the speaker as I can get it. But this is basically the combo, okay? So Stadium 212, Stadium head, and a 57, okay? So now, the one that I was opening with, the more like epic, rock one. This one. This one, I love this one. Super fun. Again, based out of that stadium spread, whatever it's called, stadium whatever. The same preset is loaded up, and then I went around and manipulated it. So if we come in and open up the pedal board, you'll see the high drives are on. The mixer is set, basically here. I think this is actually slightly off, 47%. And the vibe pedal is on with the rate at half note triplets. This is at V2, and the depth is at 100%. This is a great swirly one. I do have the sync matched. Okay, so that's what it sounds like. Again, you've already heard that. Now, let's look at the cabinet and stuff, because this is another combo that I've come up with. Again, we're on the stadium amp, right? But this is stadium amp instead of stadium head, right? So you get this more reddish orange colored one. And then on the cabinet, it is a 112, and it is that Sunshine 112 that I was talking about before. Microphone is the Dynamic 421, and I have it set dead center on the cone. As close as I can get it, center of the cone, and that is that. This is another great one. Worth noting again, the tone knob is turned all the way down, gain all the way up here. The drive and distortion are on here, but this is, duh. I do have the echoes turned all the way up here. Vibe is turned up to about 5, and the hall reverb turned a lot up. I mean, this is such a great hall reverb. Right? Great. Ugh, I love this hall reverb on this thing. These are the sounds that I used in the lead guitar tracks on my last Monday music song. A few people actually commented on the lead guitar tone in that particular song, and I was like, you know what? I should probably give away that preset that I have developed for myself. Patrons on Patreon, you're actually going to be getting this knowledge anyway, but just so you know, people out there, I do still make my mix breakdowns of my Monday music songs, but they're only available to the patrons on Patreon now. So if you're interested in seeing those, that's like those people over on Patreon get all the like little details, all the secret stuff that I use to get the sounds that I do for my Music Monday songs. In fact, this one's going to be a pretty good one, I think. We're going to be talking about some stuff that I learned from White Sea Studios. But anyway, those are some pretty epic guitar sounds. I know lead guitar sound is super subjective, and again, please don't get mad at me for that intro or the title here, because I'm just trying to be funny, have a good day here. Anyway, you guys, I hope you got something out of this. These are really cool sounds, and you can do a lot with them. These two sounds do work really well together if you're doing like two lead guitar tracks, having one that's distorted but not a ton of effects, and then one with a lot more effects. Really good way to go. Got a simple and a more complex sound. Those kinds of things tend to combine well when you're talking about two guitar solos happening at the same time. All right, so that's it for now. I will see you soon. I got to make another Patreon video this week. And otherwise, peace and love.